back to my channel. I mean, it's been such a long time. I'm glad to be back. I know I've been doing a lot of videos, I've been dropping videos, but it's been majorly vlogs, and it's been a long while. I had a sit down video, and this is my first sit down video after wedding. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for all your support, for the gift, the love, the congratulations. You know, it's been massive, and on behalf of myself and my darling husband, we are saying a big thank you to you all. We appreciate you, and to some people who, you know, unfortunately didn't get to know about it, I do really apologize. It wasn't intentional. You know, a lot of I'm sorry. We are sorry. But thank you guys so much for the love. Okay, so now that I'm back, um, you might be wondering, what do I want to do, right? Like, what's the first video going to be like? What do I want to talk about? Yeah, I was thinking about it to like have a lot of things that I would definitely be dropping on this channel, but I just felt like, you know what, as a comeback, as a welcome back kind of video, let's talk about something really important. I know you already know by the title of this video, and please, before we jump right into it, let me appreciate all my returning subscribers. You guys are the real deal. You guys are so amazing. Thank you for the love, for the support. I really do appreciate you. And if you are just joining us for the first time today, you're welcome. Maybe you stumbled on it by mistake or you intentionally came here to just see what this girl always even talks about and all that. You're welcome. I appreciate that you're here, and I would love that you stay to the end of this video. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and if you already have subscribed, please turn on your notification bell so that you will know when I drop any video. Thank you all so much, and of course, please do like and share this video, and most importantly, drop your comments. I want to create a community here, and without your comments and engagement, it's not gonna happen. So thank you all so much. Now let's jump right into it. Lessons to learn as an incoming bride, or what I love to tell brides to be. You know. So of course, I got married, so I can say that I have experience in the wedding. I'm not talking about marriage now because I just started. I'm talking about the wedding. I can boldly lay my hand on my chest and say, yes, I have an experience. And so I would be able to give from my experience and knowledge, you know, lessons that I think that all brides should take note of before saying I do. And I wrote them down, so I'm going to be looking at it and, you know, saying one after the other. Thank you. All right, so first of incoming brides, you want to always write things down. Like, you would trust me, I'm telling you for free, you have to always want to write things down. It's very, very important. You know, it's easy to forget a lot of things because you have a lot going on in your head. You have a lot going on in your head. So from your budget, of course, you have to write down your budget. From your budget to your, you know, to your items, those things that you need. You'll be surprised to know that if you didn't write anything down, you might end up forgetting some things that you think are really important. I mean, some things that are really important, but you seriously was just absent-minded. You know, before I got married, I could go to weddings and see some things that I feel like, this thing should be available at the wedding, and it's not available. And then I would begin to, you know, get judgmental that why would they forget this kind of thing? What kind of people are this one? They are not organized, they are not this, they are not that. But the truth is, when I got into that phase, I realized how easy it is to forget things, and it's important that you always write things down. Have a personal book, a book that you can call wedding book, a book that is solely for the purpose of your wedding that you are planning. So write down your budget, write down items. For instance, you'll be surprised to know that it's possible to forget your wedding ring on your engagement, like engagement ring. that they will use at traditional wedding. You'll be surprised to know that you can forget it actually. You'll be surprised to know that you can forget your veil, the veil that you were supposed to use to copy. You know, these are little things. Don't forget them at home. Well, the ring, I want to believe that nobody will ever forget to buy a ring, but you can forget ring at home, but it's possible that you forgot to buy that veil. I almost forgot to buy my veil, because for me, it was the list of all the important things that I knew that I had to get. I would always say, it's just veil, I'll get it later, let me get other really important things first. And I nearly forgot to get my veil, and of course, we know veil is important when it comes to traditional wedding. So, and then also your to-do list. Trust me, you would have a lot to do. Even if you have an event planner like I did, there are still many things that you would really want to sort yourself. So, and it would mean you going out, having to leave your house in the morning or afternoon, come back in the evening or in the night, trying to sort things. You know, you want to check all today, you want to check this today and all that. And it's easy to just forget. You wake up in the morning and you've planned your day that, oh, okay, today I'm going to bridal store for my wedding gown. I'm going to the hall. I'm going to two different halls to check it out. I know which one is which. From there, I'm going to the market to get my wig. You know, you can have things listed out that way that you desire to do on a particular day. But guess what? You can actually forget to go to some places. You can end up going to check the halls, going to your bridal store to check your wedding gown, and you forget that market you wanted to go to get a wristwatch. So you have to like have your to-do list. You have to write it down as you write other things down. You have to write down also where you write that, okay, today what do I want to do? I'm going to the salon 1, I'm going to the bridal store 2, I'm going to the market 3, I'm going to check all 4. So as you are going out, once you are done at the place, open the book. Don't be ashamed. I would literally take my books out, and if you can't, you can put it on your phone and check, okay, I've done this, what next for me to do? You check it, and then you move on. Trust me, it's okay to forget things. It's okay to forget things, but it's not okay to try putting measures in place not to. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm just trying to let you know that we are humans. So it's possible. It's possible that a lot of things that you are supposed to do does not even come to mind at all because your mind is occupied with a whole lot of things. So writing it down is not a sin. It would really help you a lot. You're welcome. Secondly, this one, I learned it. So you have to know that your plans are subjected to change. Your plans until maybe a week to your wedding. In fact, a week to your wedding, there will still be some things that you just wake up and be like, I'm not doing it this way again, let me do it this way. Or I'm not having it this way again, let me have it this way. So because your plans can change, whilst some things would remain, for example, some things are just constant. You already know the church you want to use. I mean, that's not even debatable. You already know the church you want to use. You probably already know your color of the day, which for me took a long while. Like I used months to decide color for my wedding. But that's by the way. So some things can be really constant that of course you know that this is it and nothing is going to change it. However, there are a whole lot of things that, trust me, as you are planning, you need to give room for change because things can change. I'll give you an example. For a very long time, I was debating between having a ball wedding gown or a fitted wedding gown. I wanted a ball wedding gown. My husband wanted fitted. My mother wanted fitted, and they would tell me, it'd be nicer because I would ask, which kind of wedding gown should I even make safe? And then they would tell me, fitted would be nice, or blah blah blah. And I would say, oh, okay, I'll do fitted. And for a long while, I was willing or ready to make fitted, and kind of spoke to somebody about it that will make it for me. And after that, I just realized that I don't want fitted again. I want a ball gown, and So that's like an example. So I ended up going for a ball gown where you wear basket and all of that. So you can imagine that, let's say I had paid for that, which really, whatever plans you make, it's good that you use money to tie down. Honestly, I'm just saying that. Imagine that I'd actually paid for that fitted gown and all that, and a month to my wedding, I just realized that thinking about my wedding day, all I'm seeing myself in is a ball gown. I mean, so please, plans can really change. So you have to ensure that you you give that chance for it. Another thing, for instance, is all. Out of frustration of getting up, we nearly paid for a particular all, and as at the time we now plan to pay, when we went, it was already booked, and so we now had to start our all hunting again. And the place we eventually got, I believe, not that I believe, it was far far better than the other ones that we even nearly paid for. So for example, you are going out in search of a hall. When you see one, you don't just, and you love it, it's okay to love it, but the truth is your plans can change. A lot of things can come up that would influence that decision and would have you to really really change it. Location, there are a lot of things to really put into consideration when you are making your plans, so your plans can change. That's another thing. You are welcome. Another thing that you have to learn, incoming brides, before saying I do. Hmm. Tell your ladies the kind of clothes you want. In fact, send them the style that you want. How do I mean? That you send them the style that you want, or you have to like be specific on how you want it to look. No, opening of boobs and all of those things. You shouldn't be exposed. All those things. I mean, it's really important, especially if you're a Christian like me and you also belong to a church where they hold things like this in high esteem. So I am so glad that all my ladies made me proud. I mean, our pastor, right from the altar, said it that you can see the bridal. During counseling was one of their concerns, and they'd be like, tell your ladies, we don't want to see breasts, we don't want to see, because it happens a lot at weddings where pastors see that the people behind the brides are just dressed as though they are coming from a club or going to a club. So it was one of their concerns, and me, I was just so boastful in my ladies that no, the people I got are people who really understand these things, and we share the same values and standards. Although there were some other people, they were behind me, they were not bridal trained. Those ones were wearing lace, ashwebi, and some of them made some styles, and the pastor made that comment right from the altar that as much as the ladies, I can see some ladies, the bridal ladies, you guys are well dressed, but there are still some people. Then the pastor passed the comment of how they were not well dressed, and I honestly did not think that I was supposed to also be involved in the kind of style that those ones should wear, because it is ashwebi and everybody should make different styles, unlike bridal train where you have a particular style for everyone. So I didn't think it was necessary, and when that comment came out, it kind of broke my heart, because I wanted to avoid that at my wedding. So as much as my bridal trains were on point, some of the ashwebi ladies, you know, so you want to be sure that the things that those ladies of yours will wear would really really would be so presentable, like it will match the standards of your church and even your own standard as a person, as a Christian. So please don't leave it to chance. Don't just, say that, oh, okay, this is the color, and allow people do whatever. And this doesn't mean that people are, bad or whatever. Sometimes it's just the level of growth. While some people, they feel like it's okay to wear some certain kind of clothes, some people know that I cannot do this, because with my level with Christ now, I know that I cannot do this. I am not even allowed to do so. So you want to be sure, because not everybody are on the same level with stuffs like that. So please, you want to be sure that everybody is going to come into the church or the reception or whatever, presenting themselves so well. Another thing, sorry guys, I'm smiling because my husband is right behind the camera staring at me. What? Please go. I'm finding her to talk the moment she started looking at me, because I'm shy. Thank you. What if they heard that thing you said now? All right. So another lesson. Uh, you can't do everything. Hey, the earlier you learn this, the better. No matter how strong you are, no matter how organized you think you are, no matter how much of a planner, make everything ready that you think you are, trust me, you cannot do everything. You need men. And as much as I had an event planner, I also had a lot of people around me who were willing to help. They would always like come to me. Initially, because naturally, I don't find it comfortable to really ask people for help. The people I ask for help are people that are extremely like close to me, that I know that Ogbeni, I beg, you have to help me do this and all that. Babe, now, what are you doing? Okay, uh so it was really hard to just call on people and say, please, can you help me with this, can you help me with this? So because of that, I was trying to do everything myself, everything aside what, even a lot of things that the event planner was doing, I was still overseeing it and all that, until I realized that it was breaking me down. Like I was breaking down. And so, and then I had people around me, a lot of people. Shout out to many of them: Sister Tabitha, Sister Tosin. Hey God, Sister Tosin was such an amazing help. Like, she was a great help. She helped because we didn't use we didn't I didn't hand over my food to the event planner. Like, that was outside of what he was overseeing, and we didn't use caterer as such. It was olokpo, and the kind of olokpo we used, of course they can get your stuff, but we wanted to get our food stuffs ourselves and all that. So Satosin just helped. She took that part for me. Like, I had zero worries about food for the wedding. Because at the beginning that was a lot of concern. I was like, how will I write out this list? How will I know the things we need to do? How will I go to the market myself? How will I do this? How will I do that? So I was almost breaking down. So a lot of people came to my rescue. Some people would just come, what's up with drinks? Do you have a drink plug? Should I help you to call some people? You have to be talking. If you need any help, come. You can't do everything by yourself. You just break down. You can even forget, designate, duties and all that. And in my mind, I'm like, you people are caring so much. Like, why? Like, why would you just want to help me with some certain things? So I had to break down that shell or that wall, and I allowed people to help me. So you can't do everything yourself. If you know that people are asking to help, please allow them to help. And if people are not asking to help, don't be too, you know, pride. I won't even call it pride. If I was not like that, maybe I would say people like that are proud. But the truth is, some people don't just always want to stress people. So they would rather go through the stress alone than pulling people into that stress. So if you are like that kind of person, please, you will break down. I fell sick immediately after the wedding. So ensure, and that's even with me, that I eventually allow people to help me. So ensure that you call for help. You have people around you, friends, big sis, whether blood or not. Ah, sis, please, can you help me to take care of this part? And beg. Just ensure that you don't do everything by your own, because you can't actually. If you don't call for help, or nobody's calling to help you, and you're trying to do everything, you realize that a lot of things will flop because you cannot handle it by yourself. You're welcome again. So another thing that you have to ensure that you do is oh Jesus. Oh my God. Sorry that I'm looking here and I'm also looking at the camera. I'm trying to learn to actually look at the camera, because that's like the standard, but I'm not used to it. Bad habit, I know. I just like to look at myself when I'm doing video. God help me. So the next one. Be sure that you want to do Ashwebi. I don't mean ladies, I mean the general Ashwebi, not your friends. Be sure you want to do it. And when you are sure, please start on time. For a very long time, I was deliberating. Should I do gele for people? Should I just allow people to wear what they have? And then the color that I chose, blush pink and burgundy, I'm not sure it's so common like that. I'm not sure it's also common. A lot of people even think blush pink is onion pink, and they're actually different. So even if people would alternate, you know, the blush pink for their onion pink, it wasn't, I didn't want someone, I wanted the color of the day to really fly all over on that day. I wanted I wanted a place where somebody can walk into the hall and quickly spot the color of the day, that oh, this is the color of the day, not that we have different colors flying around. So for a very long time I was thinking, should I do gele, should I not? Because trust me, of all things I'm capable of doing, gele, running errands for gele, Ashwebi is not really my thing. Like, I celebrate those who do that, who do wedding and even call clothes for general, not friends, oh, for general. That's a lot. That's a lot. So, and at a point, while thinking about it, I'm like, you know what? I beg, I'm not doing Jerry. Everybody should wear what they have. But I now had a lot of comments from people telling me that, is there no gele for the wedding? I'm like, no gele. Is there do gele now? Even if it's just gele, it's a wedding. There should be a little sense of uniformity, like where we came for a party. And so, because of all of that, and then my family too, I decided to eventually do. So I started late, not so late, but if I knew that I wanted it, I probably would have started way earlier. I think I started, my wedding was October. I think I started the gilly thing in, was it August? I think ending of August. Yeah, close to the end of August. That was when I started sorting, doing gilly and all that. Let's just say I had like a month for all of that. And not forgetting that there were people who were not, there were a lot of people that were not around, like people from different states, even those in the same states that I am, they are far away from me. So there were a lot of things to put into consideration. So starting for me, I didn't start early enough, and trust me, a lot of people bought. We had three badges. There are a lot of background story to that gilly thing that I won't even go into, but I think the last batch, because of course people now paid late, which I wouldn't blame, because it didn't come so early. So the last set of people to pay paid a bit late. It was really close to the day. And okay, while some people actually paid early, but I was waiting for it to accumulate to a reasonable number of people before I send the money out to make another one. So while I waited for those ones and the money came in and then we sent it, was really close to the wedding. So at the end of the day, that last batch was a whole lot of mess. It was brought in a day to my wedding. I was, in fact, it affected me for a few days. That my A week to my wedding, I was disturbed because I was supposed to get the last batch by Monday, and my wedding was going to be next week Saturday, and all through that week I didn't get it. Then I was promised the Monday of the week of my wedding, um, and I also did not get it. So in fact, from that Monday of the week of my wedding till Friday, I was not okay, because all that was in my head was my gilly till Thursday. Rather, it came in Thursday night, very late. Imagine, and people have to join. There were filler there. In fact, a lot of people couldn't see their filler. They just collected it, and there were some people that eventually could not even give, because they were coming in. The plan was to send it to them through whatever, and so because of how late it came, I couldn't send it. So they came to the wedding, they didn't even see me. A lot of things, even though they were people in charge of the gele, but it was really hard to now connect them and all that. Then the person that did the gele did not do a complete package for us. We paid more than we received, because everything was, a lot of mess. It was a lot of mess, and I had to return some people's money because I couldn't deliver the gele to them because it wasn't complete. So I had to return some people's money. So if you are sure that, if you need to be sure early, if you want to do a general gele or not, or general ashwebi, whether your own is ashwebi, you need to be sure what you want to do. And when you are sure, please ensure that you start making preparations quick enough. In fact, there was the fear I had of, will people buy this thing from me? Because I was told that I can use my money to do it, and when people buy, I just get it to myself. But me, I was scared. I didn't want to put my money in something like that, and at the end of the day I won't make sales. So I was waiting. As people were paying, I was paying the person that was doing the gele. So it really made it really stressful. So if you are sure that you really want to do gele, and you are sure that people around you will really buy, don't be too afraid. You can take the risk. You can do a little with your money. You can do first batch. Maybe you do first batch with your money, and when you see the way people bought it, then just know that people really bite, then you can keep on using your money and all that instead of waiting for people to pay. Because trust me, in this Nigeria that we are in, this Africa, a lot of people like late o'clock. Yeah, when something is almost, that's when people remember, let me do this, let me do this. So you can actually like use your money so it will be easier. So but you need to be sure, and then when you are sure, please start early. That's a very big lesson, and you are welcome. Okay, let me stop. I don't want to do too much. I mean, I've done too much already, and don't allow anyone to pressure you to do what you don't want to do. You know, there were some people that told me, if you do your try, and I know it came from a good place. They meant well, really. Like, if you do traditional weddings, a day to your normal wedding is going to be a lot of stress, and it's going to consume a lot of money. Did it consume money? Yes. Did it add to my stress? Absolutely no. So I'm the kind of person that I would rather have a bit of stress today, a bit of stress tomorrow, than have a whole lot of stress in a day. I can break down. So it wasn't too stressful. I mean, a lot of things were in place. It wasn't too. I can say that I was not stressed. I didn't rush to dress up. I didn't, all those things that I've experienced with people's wedding. So that Friday for me, I was just chilling. In fact, we had enough time to take pictures in the hotel before we went to the engagement venue. So in terms of spending more, obviously, in terms of stress, for me it was okay. I preferred it to if I had done engagement very early in the morning, and then I come and do, you know, and I come and do wedding and everything same morning and all that. I see that as really stressful. So I could have listened to what people were saying, because a lot of people actually told me that in my mind that is actually more stressful than if I do everything in a day. And in my mind, I really hope I'm not making a mistake. But at the end of the day, I did what I really wanted to do, and I was happy that I did it because I was a stressless bride. Yeah. So please don't let anybody pressure you into what you don't want to do. If for you what you want is something really small, don't let anybody pressure you. It's your wedding. If for you what you want is you just want to do court wedding, and then you want to do, just ensure that you are not doing what people are telling you to do, but what God is asking you to do and what you want for yourself. Yeah. And then you have to pray. In fact, of course, that can't be overemphasized. Prayer, you need it. At every stage in our lives, there are places we are about to get to, and fear comes with it. For example, you are done with secondary school. There is a fear of getting into university, not having delay. Now you're in university, you are done. In fact, in university, there's a fear of coming out with flying colors. Now you are done, you came out in flying colors, and then you are going to serve. There's a fear of, hey, where will they take me to? How will I cope there? Now you are done with service, there's a fear of, hey, job. Now you got a job, there's a fear of, hey, getting married. Now you are married, there's a fear of, hey, having a child. Now you are pregnant, there's a fear of, how will my delivery be? I hope my baby. So at every phase that we're about to enter, it comes with a certain kind of fear, which is not really too good, because God has not given us that spirit of fear, but of love, power, and sound mind. But as humans, if we're not daily led by the Spirit, it's easy to just for those fears to slip into our minds. So prayer is important. I know a lot of anxiety that I went through planning for my wedding, that fear of, hey God, hey, what if, and all of those things. So you want to pray and ensure that you put and subject your fears to the Spirit of God. Last but not the least, I cannot overemphasize what I'm about to say. And this is not to dishonor the body in any way. I would never stand there and represent such, dishonoring the body of Christ and the church. But I'll tell you for free that aside the counseling that you are having in your church, ensure that you go outside the box to get a whole lot more that you feel you need to get. For me, except maybe in your church, maybe there's actually that firm structure put in place for counseling that is really beyond the usual traditional kind of counseling. Maybe there's a professional counselor in the church that does that. I really don't know what your church is like, but please ensure that if you feel like you're not getting enough from church, please, you want to go outside to get a lot more. And when I say go outside the box or go outside the church, I don't mean outside the church. You could get books, read. Don't think you know everything. There are some certain things that church like to shy from, like churches like to shy from, as believers that we are, as spirit beings that we are, not carnal beings. So no church really wants to be extremely vulnerable when it comes to some topics like sex. Maybe all they'll just ask you is, are you a virgin? Are you a virgin? Oh, okay. Yeah. So sex is honorable, blah blah blah, the bed undefiled, and all of those things. But a church that will really go into details of how to do sex as Christian couple, I mean, it's hard. So you want to just learn that. If church is not giving it to you, don't think that, oh, you have it figured out. Don't think that you know how to do it, because brother and sister, you may not know how to do it, and you just be shocked when you get there. You be like, oh wow, so it's this hard, it's this. I'm not talking about sex only now, please bring your mind back. I'm referring to a whole lot of things. So just try to get counseling, but really I'm actually emphasizing on that part because it's really important. It's really really important. Read books. Don't think that it's just to you need to read books. You need to ask questions, ask people. So personally, I'm this very I'm not so vulnerable when it comes to some aspects. Having conversations with people about some certain things, I don't find it comfortable. So it's now that I'm in it that I'm now doing a lot of asking questions. But before I got it, I didn't even think it was necessary to ask me, because I'm like, it can't be that bad, it can't be that hard. But trust me, you want to be really ready up there before you get into it. So please, do a lot of, do a lot of questions, ask a lot of questions. I mean, don't let me talk too much. So that's it. Were you blessed by this video? If you were blessed by this video, please give me a thumbs up, hit that notification bell so that you know when I post any video. Please do comment as you're reading that thing. It's not possible that you're actually watching a video and nothing is going through your mind concerning that video. So what you want to do is, you want to just type out your thoughts. Let me read them. Let me know that I have people that are engaging me, that are actually watching and following me. And share the video to everyone. If you are not getting married anytime soon, you still need it. And if you are married, of course, you can still share it to people who are yet to get married. And if you belong to the WhatsApp group of you don't ever want to get married, which is fine, because according to scriptures, it's not everybody that will marry. But let's shall all be led. So if you belong to that WhatsApp group, you can still watch the video to just have, to just know these things, and also you might be in a position to give it out to somebody who might need it around you. So thank you all so much for staying tuned and joining me on this episode of Let Us Talk with Christiana Marcus Joseph, CMJ. That's my new name, CMJ. You can still, I still love Christianity, but the truth is, I jumped at the acceptance of my new name, CMJ. Yeah, so welcome to Let Us Talk with CMJ. Thank you for staying tuned with me. I'm so happy to have you guys, and I really wish you an amazing journey into marriage for those who are about to get married, and those who may not in a few years from now. But I wish you all the best. For those who are still waiting on God for their man, for their woman, I pray that the Lord God will connect you divinely in the name of Jesus. And for those who are probably planning, or those who really want to get married and the only reason they have not is because they are worried about finance and resources, I pray that the Lord will really come through for you and supply all your needs in the name of Jesus. Thank you all, guys. Thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for joining. I love you so much. Till we meet again next time, stay blessed.